Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
The mother of one of two missing environment activists appeals for help in finding her daughter. Junila Castro and Jed Tamano were reportedly abducted by 4 individuals in a gray SUV in front of the office of the Orion Water District in Bataan while they were conducting consultations for relief missions. Sources say Castro and Tamano experienced intimidation and harassment prior to their disappearance. Jonali's mother, Rosalie Castro, told ABS-CBN News that her daughter is just a volunteer for groups seeking to help fishermen and others struck by calamities.
Kung sino man po yung may hawak sa anak ko, sana po ilabas nyo na po. Kasi wala naman po talagang ginagawang mali yung anak ko. Gusto lang po nilang tumulong. Huwag nyo naman po sanang pag-isipan ng yung anak namin. Kung may kasalanan naman po yung anak ko at yung kasama niya, sana dakipin na lang po sila kung may kasalanan talaga. Hindi yung tinatago po nila.
The National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict denies allegations by progressive group Anak Bayan that government forces are responsible for the reported abduction of Castro and Tamano. The Philippine Army's 7th Infantry Division, for its part, said it has no record of a complaint filed in connection with the reported abduction of Castro and Tamano. The Commission on Human Rights has called on authorities to intensify search efforts for the missing activists. The CHR said the alleged abduction of the two manifests the susceptibility of activists to enforced or involuntary disappearance. It urged the state to take decisive action before a similar incident happens again. The agency has launched its own probe into the disappearances.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to the Veronica segment of this show. Today, I have a very exciting young personality who will be talking to us about, oh my God, a very interesting topic. And many of you out there, I think, you still remember what we're going to be talking about. And help me welcome Miss Mylene Agana Howe Richardson. And Mylene is the author of a very interesting book, and she'll be in that book. This is her debut book too. Her first time to write a book, and it is a memoir about her mom and her grandma. And many of us are still very familiar with these two people uh, that she wrote about. And you remember Tessie Agana? I'm one of her fans too, and Tessie Agana was really a very popular child star. She was known as Philippines' little sweetheart, and also the Shirley Temple of the Philippine cinema. Remember? All right. Welcome, Mylene, to our show. And Mylene is one of the nine children of Tessie and Rodolfo Howe. And these people, this couple, were really very, very active in our community, mostly in the 80s and 90s. And welcome to this very, very pretty, a child of Tessie and Rudy, and she's one of the siblings among 9 children. Wow, 9 children.
9 children. Salamat po, Tita Veronica. I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. And that beautiful introduction of my mother. You said it the best. She was the Shirley Temple of the Philippines. And that's just, it's still such a surreal thing to say, but that's what everybody has said about her. And I just loved writing this book. And it actually wasn't supposed to be a book. It wasn't supposed to be the way the book ended up to be. It actually was just a passion project that started when my son was 1 year old. And when he was 1 back in 2009, I decided that, you know, family is so important in our in everybody's world, right? Everybody has their own family history, their own culture, whether it's Filipino culture, whether it's Mexican culture, Spanish culture, but everybody has those family values. And I wanted him to see it, to hear it, not from me, because, you know, I'm just the mother. I wanted him to hear the unique stories of his grandmother, Tessie Agana, and his great-grandmother, Linda Australia, my grandmother, in their own voices. So what I started doing is I bought a digital recorder, and we would drive from Chicago. My son and I, Chapman, would drive from Chicago and go to Northwest Indiana and have these amazing conversations that we recorded. Chapman was just running around the room, playing with my grandmothers. I started interviewing my grandmother first, started playing with her cell phone, and little trinkets, rosaries around her room while we would have these interviews. And it still kind of chokes me up thinking about it. Those are the memories that I want him. I took many pictures, and I want him to know that those moments are going to be so special for him. And that's really what was the impetus of this book, is just writing these stories down for him in their voices, literally, figuratively in their voices.
All
and
right.
I loved every minute of it.
That's a great story for a start, and a beautiful legacy that you've done.
Thank you.
Not only for the family, but also for the community. Okay, so you started this project since when your child was very
One.
young.
Yes, he was 1. So that was 2009. So, you know, he's going to be 16. He'll be 16 in February.
Wow!
I have a 16-year-old. It's crazy.
I can really imagine the pride and and joy of knowing that he came from a very great great family from the Philippines. Okay, you mentioned in our brief interview personally that you went home to the Philippines with your family.
Mm,
Uh,
yes.
has your mom your mom is still alive, right?
Yes, she is. She is. She lives 5 minutes away from us.
Anna is still alive. Your mom, no, your grandma is gone, right?
She
And
passed away in 2012. Yes.
is gone. But how is your mom doing in the first place?
She's doing great. She's 81 years old now, and she turned 81 this May, and she's living with my sister, and she's overall fairly healthy for for an 81-year-old. She has developed dementia since 2017, so it has been she has had a decline in the dementia over the course of the last few years. But what is so wonderful is she may not remember my name right when I walk through that door. She'll eventually remember it when I sing a song to her, and she'll say, "Oh yes, you're my lead." She'll remember. But when she still sings with gusto. She sings, oh, it's so cute. I mean, maybe it's not as strong as she once was, but music is it lives and breathes within her. It's her beat. I always play 1950s music and old Filipino songs whenever I'm watching her and I'm with her, and she just comes to life. But she does have dementia, but she's doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I did actually let her know that I was speaking with you, and she said to say hello. She remembered you via
Really?
text. She remembered you. She remembered you before she remembered my name that particular day. So it was wonderful.
Oh my
She's
God,
very
I was just telling some friends that I don't know what's in me, but many of these um, older people who are suffering from dementia, when you mention my name, they remember me. I don't know what's in there.
you were such a part of Via Times, and you, Tita Veronica, were such a part of our lives, like you said, in the 80s and the 90s. And she remembers. So
Have you tried showing her your book?
oh yes, that
What
was
was their reaction?
so when I finally, you see the book right here, when I gave her the book and she looked at the book, and she remembers that this is her, and she hugged the book.
Oh my
It's the most beautiful thing. She hugged the book and she said, "This is me. This is me." She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. And I've read every chapter to her, every revision. She has been a part of my step. She's been a part of me every step of the way of this whole process. So
God.
I think she has read every revision.
Oh my goodness. I'm touched.
Oh.
Does she live with you?
She lives with my sister. My sister lives and her family live 5 minutes away. That was my requirement when we moved from Chicago to Arizona. I told my husband, I don't care where we are in Arizona, it just has to be 5 minutes away from my sister and my mom. And
Which
we're
sister?
literally
Your oldest,
4 minutes and 55 seconds. Sorry?
your oldest sister?
This is my older sister. I have 2 sisters and 6 brothers. And I'm number 6, and the sister that lives here is number 5.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's neat. Very close family.
Very, very close
How about
family.
the other siblings? Are they all scattered all over?
Oh my, yes, we are. I'll just go in order. It's probably the easiest for me to remember. So I'm one of 9. Our oldest, Marita, who you said you have met, and we have met before in many, previous occasions. Marita's in Southern California with her family. My second brother, Radmar, is the second oldest. Radmar is a priest, and he is also in Southern California. He's a Jesuit priest. Number 3, Roger, is in Dallas, Texas. He used to live here in Arizona when I moved here, but he got promoted and moved to Seattle, and then got promoted again to Dallas. Let's see, that's 3. Number 4 is Roderick. Roderick is still in Chicago area. He lives in South Elgin. So he's our, our home base, if you would. He's the only one that's still back in Illinois.
And I met. Is he also in entertainment?
Roderick is in the hotel industry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any of the siblings in entertainment business?
Well, my brother Radmar the priest used to be, and my other brother, younger brother, Rodney, they both used to act in Hollywood. So those two were the only ones that kind of dipped their toes into it. It was intimidating. For me personally, it would have been intimidating. So we all kind of had our own paths. But then I still have other siblings that are all over the place. So we have also 4 or 5. Michelle here in Arizona.
Yeah,
I'm here in Arizona.
Yeah.
My brother Jun is right after me. He's number 7. He's also in Southern California. So there's 3 in Southern California. My number 8, Rodney, is in Japan. So he married a lovely, lovely Japanese lady, and my sister-in-law, Noriko, and they have a little one in Japan. And then my youngest brother, Riddell, he's in Northern California. So we're all kind of spread everywhere.
Very interesting. And you just had a reunion, right? You just celebrated a reunion, family reunion.
We did. We just had a very big reunion for my dad's side of the family, the Howe side. It was for my grandfather, so my dad's father, back in Illinois. And it was so wonderful. We haven't been back since 2019 with the pandemic. So my entire family went, all 4 of us. My sister, basically there were 6 of the 9 kids that were able to attend with our families, but then our extended first cousins, extended family, they were there. I think we had a total of maybe 83 total family members, all within this weekend. And it was so, as I wrote in my blog, it was so good for the soul. We haven't, some of the family members we haven't seen in quite a while. We had a couple that were from the Philippines.
Terrific.
It was amazing. It was just amazing.
Really huge family, huh?
Big family. Yes.
You went home to the Philippines.
Yes.
Some of your siblings last year to receive the FAMA's Achievement Award for your mom. Can you please tell us about that award and what does FAMAS stand for?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have the award right here. If you can see, it's the Filipino Academy of Movie Arts and Sciences. And it's equivalent to the American Oscars, if you will. And so she received the Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was so unbelievable to be able to, first of all, take her there live at this special occasion with the red carpet and everything. And we had about 13 family members also from the United States, some of my siblings and their children and spouse of my brother-in-law, my husband went. And it was just so remarkable to be able to not only be there, but to actually see the fans still love my mom. She was 80 years old at the time. She was signing autographs. It was amazing. I didn't even know she knew how to sign her name still, to be completely frank. So she was just so alive and she was in her element for sure. When she was around the people that, her fans, our family relatives there, the Vera Perez family and Agana families, all of the family, it was a big family reunion. So we were there for almost 2 weeks. And it was remarkable. It was remarkable to be able to not only see the fans still have her, she's still writing her own story, is what I said. I thought I was done with her story. And when I concluded my book, last year happened and I had to write one more chapter because this woman she is still this remarkable woman that that we all love and grew up with. So it was incredible. It was incredible. It was one of those experiences that I think my children will never forget. They're waiting for the next time they want us to go back out there. And my family out there is wondering when we can go out there. So hopefully soon we can maybe do a book tour out in the Philippines. We'll see.
Were they all there? Your children and your siblings were present?
Not my children, yes. So I only have two boys, and both Chapman and Harris and my husband Andy, we were all able to go. And some of my other siblings, not all of us were able to head out there, but my two sisters, so Marita and Marita was able to come, Michelle and her husband Dino and her three girls, and my brother Jun, the one under number 7, and his son. So we were all able to go.
Are you planning to distribute the book in the Philippines, and how?
Oh, absolutely. So I am working with the global distribution, and once we are able to, I'm going to be launching my pre-launch orders very, very soon. I'm just waiting for the email to say yes. And that also includes Philippines, that includes international. So not only here in the United States and Canada, Europe, Philippines for sure. Japan, of course, can't forget my brother, but it should be everywhere.
Wow. Mylene, you're going to be an internationally renowned author.
Oh my gosh, we'll see. Thank you.
And
That wasn't my intent, though. My intent was just to let my sons know who their mother and their grandmother are, because there's also some chapters in there that they are beautiful chapters, and then there's chapters that are real hard chapters to write as well. And so it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster when I was writing it. And so there are some areas where not everything was great. And maybe there were some challenges along the way with my mother. And, she had what everybody thought was this charmed facade I say facade strategically, because it wasn't always like that on the outside. And every family, no matter how beautiful you look on the outside, there's always going to be some turmoil, something that is going to challenge you in your life. And so we are no different. My mother is no different. And I think a lot of it also stemmed from how she was raised. As a child actor, you're raised in a very different light that we don't understand. And when she was raised, she was constantly prodded at, she was constantly poked at, and everybody just wanted to be around my mother. And that had led to a lot of insecurities as an adult, really. And so a lot of who she was, again, my theme is kind of who you are is where you were raised and how you grew up. And that's the same with my mother. And that's the same when I started unraveling and peeling back the layers of my mother and my grandmother. I started peeling back layers of myself, which I had no idea. It wasn't my intent or my objective to do that, but I did. And it was very real and very in my face. And I thought, my goodness, so this is why my mother did what she did. And this is why I am the way that I am. So it was just it was a revelation, this book for me. Very therapeutic, frankly.
Therapeutic, I'm sure. But, amazingly, your mom was raised as is she the only child?
So she was raised, that's a great question. And I think a lot of people don't understand this. When she was acting as a child, she was an only child. They did have, and I wrote this in the book, The Legend of Tessie Agana, that they did have, my grandparents had a child, but after 12 days, she died. This was when my mom was 2 years old. So growing up, when she was in the public eye, she actually was the only child. And there were some times where my grandparents really wanted to have other children. They knew they wanted a house full of children, but my grandmother had a really challenging time medically and health-wise. But my aunt, my Auntie Mary Lou, is adopted. So she was adopted when my mom, officially adopted when my mom was really 18 years old, but came to the United States when my mom was 18 and my aunt was already 6. So they did adopt another young little baby that there's a great chapter on how my grandparents adopted this baby, or actually came to meet my aunt Mary Lou. My Aunt Dudu is what we call her nickname. Of course, every Filipino has a nickname, right? So Mary Lou is Dudu. And she's wonderful. So she does have a sister, and she was married and has 4 kids. Unfortunately, my Uncle Dave passed away a couple of years ago, but has 4 kids and now is a grandmother to many children. We have a growing family now too. They live in Valparaiso. She lives in Valparaiso still.
Something else, coming from a solo or the only child, actually,
Yeah,
and
for a long time.
having 9 children in your life, but it's really, I would think it's not going to be so quiet. There's
No,
full of
no. It's not quiet. It was never quiet growing up, never. And it's and I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved our big family. Continue to love our big family. We get together. I love the noise. I love it when my boys, I only have 2 kids, but when my boys play instruments, and when they played drums, guitar, piano. I love it all. I never tell them to stop. They used to play drums at the same time, so I would have I had 2 drum sets at one point. So I just absolutely love the music, or love the noise, and
times in your blood, and
yes.
entertainment is really in your blood. Okay, so I'm not really surprised. And maybe one of those young kids will turn out to be a movie star, like your mom and your grandma.
They can do whatever they want to do as long as they put the effort into it, is what I always say. So whatever it is, you just have to work hard at it. And so they're on a good path for sure.
How about your husband? Your husband is a Caucasian, right? You're married to a
He
Caucasian.
is, yes, he is.
And how does he adapt to the Filipino culture?
From the very beginning, he just immersed himself. My Papa Rudy is my father, Rudy Howe. He loved to test him. Bolot. Anything that was unique. Kari kari. He loved to test Andy, and Andy was a champ. Immediately would eat the balut, whatever it took. My dad said, you have to drink it with a beer. So of course, my husband loves
The
loves
balut.
it with balut. That was Papa. So Papa and
Really?
Andy ate balut together, toasted with a beer. I think it was a Miller Lite, probably. So he really immersed himself, and he grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and has 1 brother. So this was all very, very new. The big family gatherings. It was hard. It was a challenge at first because I had so many gatherings when we were first dating. There was always somebody's birthday, somebody's death anniversary, somebody's communion. You know how we are. There's always first communion. You have to go. I don't care if we're just the second cousin. We're still going. And so he grew to understand that Filipinos have a lot of functions, and we just go. So he was always very, very supportive of that.
Thank you. Okay, well, where can our viewing audience buy your book?
So when the pre-order is going to be coming out any day now. My website is www.myleenrichardson.com. So we'll have all of the information there. I'm also all over social media, but that's all included in my website as well. And I'm also going to be coming to Chicago, so I'm excited to come back home. The release will be coming out officially on September 20th. So that Friday, September 22nd, I will be at the Rizal Center, and the Marinduque Association of Chicago, USA is sponsoring that event. It is very near and dear to our family's hearts because my dad is from Marinduque. He was very, very involved. My Auntie Ching, my dad's sister, is very involved there as well. So she has graciously said that they would love to host something. So that will be at the Rizal Center on Friday, the 22nd. And
I'm sorry. I've also gotten hold of some officers of the Philippine Medical Association.
yes.
because your dad was one of the founders and active members on those years in the 90s, the 80s, and 90s.
Yes.
And they, I think, the response will be in the positive. I have not heard any response yet, but I will be interviewing the president tomorrow. I mean, next week.
Oh, I would love to be a part of that in any shape.
Okay, Mylene, some advice to our viewing audience regarding your book. I mean, your experience as a writer. If there is a sequel, and a little bit of advice before we sign off.
I would just say to all of those readers out there, thank you so much, first of all, but I encourage them to engage in those family discussions, engage in the family history, talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents, talk to your children, have a sit down, because you'll see the connection with your own parents and grandparents and with your kids. And then you'll start to see a little bit more of yourself as well. Sometimes even among all of those complexities of family dynamics, I know they're not always perfect, but it is so important because time is all we have with them right now. And this is a gift. The time with your family is such a gift, and just don't ever forget that. So experiencing all of that, remembering that now, and gleaning the wisdom from all of that your family can offer is what you can give to yourself and to your own family.
Terrific, Miss Mylene. Sorry,
That's
Mylene Agana How Richardson. It's a long one.
It's a long one.
She is fairly new writer, author of a memoir, and I wonder if there will be a follow-up and in this memoir.
We shall see. We shall see. I have many, I could write about every single one of my family members if they wanted me to, because there's always drama in any family, right? But then you have 9 kids, there's always something. But right now we're just going to revel in Mama Tessie and just honor her.
Sure. There is always a start in a way. And there will be follow-ups too most of the time. Okay. All right, Mylene. Thank you so much for gracing our show today, and I really appreciate it. And I hope the best for you. Congratulations as a new writer or author of the book entitled, the complete title of the book is actually The Legend of Tessie Agana, beloved child star of the Philippines, right? Is
That's
that
correct.
the complete title?
That is, the complete book is The Legend of Tessie Agana, Beloved Child Star of the Philippines, an intimate portrait of my mother.
All right. Portrait of my mother. Wow. I love it. I love the title.
Salamat po. Salamat.
I can't wait to receive a copy.
Of course.
It is going to be released when?
September 20th. Wednesday, September 20th.
And you will be here on the week?
I will be there on Friday, September 22nd. Will be the first event at the Rizal Center. And then collaborating with Sama Sama Project, the lovely Luella, on Sunday, September 24th. And we will be at the Davenport Piano Bar in Chicago as well. So more details come on the website.
You're going to be with Lou Cabalona.
Yes.
Lou used to be our Cprtv and via.
She has let me know that. What a small world, right? A small world in Chicago.
World. I'll be seeing her this coming Sunday for her cabaret.
Tell her I said hello.
Mylene, thank you so much. This was really a great interview, and good luck and congratulations. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Mylene.
Bye-bye, Tita Veronica. Thank you so much. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have two very pretty, interesting sisters, actually, who will be talking to us about a very interesting topic that's going on in our community right now. Let's first introduce me and Jasmine Me. Okay. Welcome to our show, Judy and Jasmine.
Thank you, Veronica. Very nice to meet you.
Okay. Chicago Philippine Reports TV is a Filipino-American television show here in Chicago. And but I know you guys are from Aurora, Illinois, right? Okay. And today we will be talking about a very exciting event that's coming up in Aurora, Illinois. And that is called the Aurora Moon Festival. And and it will happen, it's sponsored by the Pacifica Square. Pacifica Square, okay. Okay, first thing first, please tell our viewing audience what is the Aurora Moon Festival about?
Yes. So what the Moon Festival is, it is a traditional celebration of the autumn harvest. And during the event, families gather to admire the full moon, eat mooncakes, and participate in cultural activities. But we have our special Moon Festival that we celebrate in Aurora. And during our event, we typically have traditional mooncake tasting, captivating cultural performances, lantern distributions. This year, we're going to have over 30 vendor booths, as well as family-friendly activities for everyone to enjoy.
Okay, for how long has this cultural festival, this is a cultural festival, right? And been going on?
So Jasmine, do you want to answer?
Yeah, sure. So this is going to be our fourth annual Moon Festival celebration at Pacifica Square.
For how long?
For fourth year.
Oh, 14 years.
Oh, no.
Right. Oh, 4 years. 4
Yes.
years in Aurora. Okay.
Celebrated at Aurora. Yes.
All right. Please tell us what actually is going on, the festival's mission, and its, of course, its values to the community. Judy?
Yes. So we have this festival every year, and it brings all the community members together, community families. It's an event where, you know, we celebrate our cultures and everyone learns about what Moon Festival is about. So what Moon Festival, it's similar to like a American Thanksgiving. It's when families gather and they celebrate the full moon. And activities they would enjoy include like lanterns, there's like riddles that you can play. So for our Moon Festival, we try to add some uniqueness to it every year. So this year we do have some special activities such as a spicy ramen challenge. It's something that would be really fun for the community where we'll have some guests who signed up for the challenge, and we do have some prizes where the first place winner would be taking home a PS5. Second place winner will get a Nintendo Switch, and then third place winner will be getting a $100 gift card from Strings Ramen. And Strings Ramen is one of our tenants. They're also one of our sponsors for this event and for the challenge.
I say, how about you, Jasmine? I have something to say.
Yeah, and then besides that, we have some other activities going on that are new to us this year. We're gonna have a golf tenant vendor who is going to have like a launch simulator. So for any golf lovers, we'll have some clubs there for them to hit golf ball. We also will be doing a fundraiser, selling some mochi donuts. So these are some items that we add on this year that are new to our Moon Festival celebration.
Is this a multi-diverse cultural celebration?
Yes, so typically people of the Chinese and East Asian descent will celebrate the Moon Festival, but we're open to, anybody in the community that would love to learn more about Moon Festival and celebrate with us.
All right. Okay. Why Moon Festival? Where did it all start? And which country? Hopefully, where you based the celebration for?
So I don't know all the facts, but just quickly Googling it, I'm able to find that it's been celebrated, back in the 1600 to 1046 BC. So it's been celebrated for a very, very long time, and from the Shang dynasty. So it's a celebration that has been going on for many, many years. And there is a story behind it with Chang'e and
The
there,
Jade Rabbit.
the Jade Rabbit, yes. And there's actually a movie, I believe, that came out that really talks about the Moon Festival and the celebration and where the traditions came from. Yeah, I believe it's called Over the Moon. So if anybody has not seen it before, we definitely recommend that.
Just like what kind of activities will be going on in the program?
Are you talking about like the stage performances program?
Yeah, in the program.
Yeah, we'll have some like taekwondo, martial arts. We'll have a Korean drumming performance, a lot of traditional Chinese dances, and we have some local singers who just play guitar, they'll sing. So those are some of the performance we'll have on the stage.
Of course, with activities like this, you will have some community sponsors, right?
Yes,
Would you
absolutely.
like to mention some of the community sponsors that are really helping you in making this event a very successful event?
yes, definitely. We definitely won't be able to be where we are today without the community and also the sponsors and the support. So we definitely want to give out a shout out to some of them. One of them being Hollywood Casino, Divine Design, Park to Shop, Homestar Insurance Services, MJ's Taekwondo Academy, Tapville Social, Strings Ramen, Te Amo Boba Bar, as well as all of our tenants here at Pacifica Square.
How is the company? Windfall? Is it a Windfall group?
Yes.
Get involved with this kind of project?
So Windfall Group is our parent company, and Pacifica Square is one of the projects. So Windfall Group's missions and values, it very much aligns with the events that we host, which is contributing to the community. So these cultural events, they serve as a platform for fostering cross-cultural understanding, celebrating diversity, and promoting unity among people with different backgrounds. So ultimately creating a more inclusive and vibrant community fabric.
What positive impacts to the Aurora residents. I mean, mostly on the Aurora residents. So do this project have for 4 years now, and what are the projections so far in the future
Jasmine, would you
Great.
like to?
So
for the project of this beautiful, it is a beautiful project. It's about the Moon Festival, and it is an annual project, right? And
yes.
so, what is the projection in the future? Will you be adding more interesting activities in the program, or
Yeah, so we'd like to at Pacific Square host this event each year, Moon Festival. It is kind of like what Judy explained, more of a Thanksgiving gathering of communities together celebrating the lunar calendar for the Moon Festival. Pacific Square is actually an Asian lifestyle center. So what we do is we develop a lot of Asian lifestyle centers. So there's other projects in the Chicagoland area that we're also building. So eventually we like to host these events at the other projects too. There's some examples like in Chinatown on Cermak, we have a project going on. We have Rolling Meadows, a new development project for a Asian lifestyle. So that's kind of our mission. We develop under stressed centers, and then we are able to rebuild it and rebrand it to Pacifica Square. So that's kind of like our mission and our goal and our projection moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah, and
good?
adding on to
Very
that, so
good.
typically we look for communities that have like larger Asian demographics, but are underserved. So we would come into these communities and bring in the needs, such as Asian grocer, several different restaurant services, and just different types of businesses that will cater towards that community. And Pacifica Square and Award was one of them that we have redeveloped and brought that community, created that this hub for the community to come to for their groceries, for their restaurants. So I guess taking this concept and also duplicating it in different cities. Jasmine mentioned a few. We also have projects in Minnesota, in Georgia, and also in Houston, Texas as well. So expanding that and having the Moon Festival as an event, we would like to also do that for several communities that do have that large population of Asians, but they don't have that community to go to. We would like to um, provide that for them.
All right, very good. When is this happening? What is the date?
This will be this Saturday,
This
September 9th.
Saturday.
Yes,
All
from
right,
2 to
this
8
Saturday.
p.m. Yes, soon.
Would you please formally invite our viewing audience right now to attend the event?
Of course, yes, we would love for everyone to attend. There's going to be a lot of activities, and I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially for families, kids, and adults, everybody. I think it will be a great event.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Judy and Jasmine. Beautiful sisters, knee sisters, okay, for gracing our show today. And I wish you the best and good luck to your Moon Festival project.
Thank you. We really appreciate your time, Veronica. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for gracing our show. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Jasmine. Bye, Judy.
Thank you. Bye.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Carino-Quetta bringing you this week's local news from our community. Emirates announced a significant expansion in its partnership with United to include 9 destinations in Mexico. The United partnership will now allow passengers flying on Emirates to 2 points in the U.S., either Chicago or Houston, to connect onwards to exciting leisure destinations in Mexico. Emirates customers will now have access to 8 new destinations in Mexico, including Cancun, Cozumel, Monterrey, Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, San Jose del Cabo, León, Guanajuato, and Querétaro. The Emirates United partnership now includes 134 destinations, accessible from United's gateways in the U.S., while almost 100 additional points across the U.S., Canada, Central and South America, and the Caribbean are available for customers to choose from an interline basis. The world's largest international airline also operates 7 weekly flights between Dubai and Chicago, utilizing its other wide-body aircraft, the Boeing 777, enabling passengers to plan their travel itineraries to global destinations with seamless connectivity. Revenues are drying up for small businesses in Illinois. According to a survey by the Small Business Network, Alignable, Illinois is the hardest hit state in the country, with 61% of local businesses earning half or less of their monthly pre-pandemic revenues in August. That is a 24% increase from July. The only other states with a percentage higher than 60% are Massachusetts and Minnesota. 4 states that experienced a drop in the percentage of small businesses with falling revenues included Georgia, Colorado, Ohio, and Michigan. The nationwide number is up to 50%, the most significant surge in revenue problems all year. Small business owners also listed inflation and a drop in consumer spending as reasons for the drop in revenues. Chicago made the list of most friendly cities at 17 with a score of 6.53 out of 10. Chicago is the number 10 most friendly towards pets. Chicago made the top 15 lists for most friendly towards kids and strangers, and for most likely to hold the elevator for someone and give up their seat in public. Holding the door open, holding the elevator, and offering directions are the most common friendly actions across the U.S. According to Americans, the most common friendly words Americans share are giving directions, sharing guidance or recommendations, and giving compliments. 80% of Americans say the people in their city are friendlier towards residents than strangers. Keeping with his pledge to bolster Illinois child welfare system, Governor J.B. Pritzker unveiled today a new online data dashboard featuring unprecedented insights and performance indicators maintained by the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. The Illinois Child Welfare Insights Tool is the latest innovation supported by the Pritzker administration at DCFS, which is responsible for investigating reports of suspected child abuse and neglect, licensing Illinois' child care centers, adoptive foster homes, and adoption agencies, and providing community resources to families experiencing social and economic hardships. The launch of this new insights tool marks the first time that Illinois residents, child welfare advocates, and the families receiving these services have near real-time access to information used by DCFS administrators. The Illinois Arts Council Agency is pleased to announce the opening of the fiscal year 2024 Artist Fellowship Program. The application is open in the Illinois Arts Council's online Salesforce system and has a deadline of 11:59 p.m. Central Time on November 3rd, 2023. Awards will be announced in the spring of 2024.
The Artist Fellowship Program's intent is to enrich and strengthen the state by supporting accomplished Illinois artists who are the foundation of Illinois' creative environment. The program recognizes exceptional artists who are at a career stage beyond emerging and have created a substantial body of work throughout their career. The program does not support an artist-specific project, but rather provides monetary awards to support an artist's continued artistic growth and exploration. Here in Illinois, we proudly boast world-class artists and celebrate their impressive contributions to our communities, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. Through IACA's Artist Fellowship, we're investing in the dedication, talent, and passion of our esteemed local artists across all disciplines, so they have the support and resources they need to follow in the footsteps of those who came before them. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
And that's our show for today. Thank you all for watching Chicago Philippine Reports TV. We hope you will stay safe and enjoying this day with your family and friends. I'm Maria Girly Pascual. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay and we'll see you back here next week.